last time on Lawful Stupid.
So we basically just recapped episodes 1 through 20. So if you wanted to go check that out, it's episode 21, and we'd love for you to check that out. And that's pretty much the recap of the recap.
Yeah.
And if that recap episode was your first experience with Lawful Stupid, thanks for coming again.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
And it
You
just
made
gets
it,
better.
and we're proud of you.
Welcome to the party, boys. It's a good old time, and so let's pick up where you guys actually left off. So
I know we just did a recap, but I forget where we left off.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have just transported
where we left
back.
off was
Go ahead, Kristoff.
I know.
I'm seriously
It
calling
was
you
a
guys by your
joke.
names now.
God.
Yeah, we just went through the episode with Chris from Miss More Gooder Than, and we went back to Silence and long ago, and we did some cool stuff, and then we came back, and the dwarf we were following, who had the Hammer of Deriden, had disappeared into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Great, everybody's on board. So, if you guys, what do you guys, realistically, this is up to you guys, because I know where we are, but what do you guys want to do? Sure.
I think Kristoff's going to immediately turn to Rowan and be like, "Can't you get that loot under control?"
Why would you think I can control this? I haven't been able to control it since
Aren't
day
you-
one.
Aren't you some kind of artificer now? Did they not teach you how to handle artifacts from the Arcane Wars and Artificer 101?
I don't know what they do there.
That's very
Just
fair.
to be honest.
I believe you.
They have books that are like all about finding artifacts, but there's not really any there except for this one. I don't know what they're about, honestly.
Did anyone see where that dwarf with the hammer went?
No.
I try to peek. I'm tall. I sit on my tiptoes and let's scan around. Oh, I don't see him. I could lift one of you up and see if you could see him any better. I could lift one of you. Okay, I get it. You don't want to be
All right,
lifted.
start canvassing. Start asking people if they've seen a dwarf with a ram's head hammer.
Then they describe like literally every dwarf. They'll have giant hammers.
Yeah.
I don't know, that seems like a very specific hammer.
Yeah, it's very specific. It has the head of a ram on it. Let's start asking people and let's see if they know where he went.
Okay. I'll take.
in the woods?
No, you're in the middle
No,
of the
we're
city.
in the city.
Are you drunk?
Okay.
I thought you.
No.
I don't think he should go alone.
No, we should split up and start canvassing. What? I just said it.
That will cover much more ground. At least twice as much ground, if not 3 times as much ground.
So is that what you guys
Okay,
want to do?
I
You guys
trust
wanna
you.
split up and canvass the city?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Kristoff, where do you want to head first?
I'm just gonna start asking people. I'm like, hey, that dwarf. Excuse me, sir. That dwarf with a ram's head hammer. Have you seen him? He just passed through this way.
Yeah, so you tap the first person next to you, and it's it's a normal human kind of shopkeep looking guy, and he kind of looks at you and goes, oh, sorry, have I seen what?
There was a small dwarfman with a hammer that looked like a ram's head. Very distinct. He walked just past his way. Did you see where he went?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry. I didn't see anything like that. But I mean, surely if he's got a unique weapon like that, he's either in the military or belongs to one of the guilds.
Son of a bitch. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And I'm gonna Atlas. Or no, I'm sorry, Rowan. Rowan, take us to the Artificer Guild. If anybody would know where they would have an artifact like the Hammer of Deriden, it would be them.
That makes a lot of sense. Let's grab Atlas, and then we'll head there.
Yes.
All right.
Atlas!
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Come with us!
Change of plans, come on!
We have a plan now! And then we head...
And I was talking to somebody and say, I'm sorry to bother you. My friends seem to... I got a beat on the trail.
And then we head to the guild.
The Artificers Guild? Yeah.
Yes.
So you guys approach the Artificers Guild, and you notice that, you know, there's more people here this time than there was last time. Last time you kind of met with Sarah individually, and since you haven't really spent any time at the guild bar signing up and then bouncing back, you're just kind of surprised to see a bunch of other new initiates here. Or what look like new initiates.
It seems to be a little bit more than I'm used to here, but Sarah!
And so Sarah is standing in front of probably 6 or 7 other people, and she's talking to them, and she hears her name called. She comes over, and you hear her say, "There he is now!"
Yes, that's me. I'm a big deal here.
Sarah walks over, and the crowd kind of follows her, and she says to the crowd, or crowdish, right? "This is the man who has an artifact and has killed a reclaimer." And you can see it on their face, the change in the crowd. It goes from like a mix of confusion to like awe. And so one of the initiates is like, "Oh my god!" He puts his hand over his mouth and kind of whispers.
I take my hat.
You can see a change on Kristoff's face.
I take my hat off, and as it's coming over my face, I turn to the boys like, "Just play along, like it's me, that guy that did all those things."
Shit-eating grin on Kristoff's face. Absolutely, just
confusion from Atlas.
And so they start walking up and trying to shake your hand, and like you hear a mix of questions. "How did you do it? Oh, what kind of artifact do you have? How long have you been doing it? Where'd you get it? Can you show it to us? Like, touch us?" And it's just like smattering of questions, and everybody wants to talk to you. And so how do you deal with that?
All questions can be handled by our assistant at the bar. If you head there, there's an information kiosk that will direct you. I can talk to you all one-on-one. You don't even have to do this popcorn style. We'll just schedule, and you can ask me as many questions as you want if you just go there now and set it up.
And Sarah kind of watches this, and she says, probably later, after your training, is a good time to do that. We should continue your training." And you can tell, "Well, I don't want to train. I want to hear about the artifact." "Yeah, I think the artifact, he killed a reclaimer." And Sarah says, "I understand it. I wanted you to meet him, but now's not the best time. We should really get things back on track."
One step at a time, lads. One step at a time.
You can see this look of defeat come over the crowd as they go back and resume their positions. And Sarah looks at you and says, "What brings you back here so soon, Rowan?"
Hammer of Deriden. I've seen it. Like,
where?
In the city. Today.
And she puts her hand on her chin, and she says, "Today. You saw it today."
Today. For sure. Moments ago.
And something flickers in her amber eyes, and she brushes back her hair, and she says, "Okay, let's find it."
Yes, let's find it. A dwarf has it.
You're taking me on a journey right now, Dwayne. Something flickers in her amber eyes.
I'm gonna try. Look, you guys are working so hard. I'm gonna try to increase my exposition.
I am pumped. I'm on board. I don't want. Sorry, I broke the disbelief for a moment. I just want to say, good job. Keep it rolling.
Thanks, bud. And so she turns around, and you see that she's wearing the casual market clothes that you saw her in before. And when she walks towards this staircase that leads up, the staircase before has been this very, from what you have seen, this thin line of stairs, and as she walks towards it, the stairs kind of slide open horizontally, kind of making this more arcish way, allowing more people to ascend at once. And the students start like making murmurs, and she looks at them and she says very finitely, that's not a word, she looks at them and says very, with a lot of definition,
with a tone of finality.
Thank you. And she says, "Not now." And all of them get this very much like scolded child look across them. And she starts walking up the stairs. and she turns halfway up the stairs and says, "Are you coming?" and looks directly at you three.
Yes?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I suppose that's the thing to do.
And so she motions for you guys to follow her to ascend the stairs.
We do that.
So
Concordantly.
you guys go to the top of the stairs, and you walk up what has to be 2 stories before you hit a door. And...
No, I cast levitate. I need to learn levitate.
So you hit a door, and it's a wooden, very very well polished door. It's made of wood, but you can tell someone has taken a lot of tarnish to it and really made sure this was well crafted. And Shane, do me a favor and roll an Arcana check for me, please.
I would love to. That is a gentleman's 13.
You can feel the magic bleeding off, and in fact, coming from the Architects Guild and kind of being initiated with them, you can kind of see some of the aura. You're getting better at that after your experience with them.
So my magic tingles have leveled up, you're saying?
Not quite, but it's just, lore. And so she opens up the door just by pressing her hand to it, and Shane, you feel this click happen in your body when she presses her hand on it, and the door opens, and she motions for you guys to go in.
I'm proceeding with both caution and reverence.
Got it.
Haphazard in the door.
Full on ignorance.
Full on.
Right. So you guys walk into this room, and it's a darker room than the rest of the building. And in the center of this room, there's a pedestal, and on the center of that, on that pedestal, a 3 eagle talon style placement is on the top of this pedestal, and sitting on top of that is a dark crystal orb. And she walks on the door behind and shuts it. And again, Shane, you feel that click inside of you. Or Kristoff, you feel that click inside of you. And the room kind of stops. And I want to describe that in the sense that everywhere you are, there's always a current of air. There's always some type of movement in the wind or oxygen air around you. And as a human being, you can feel that. The room comes to a standstill, right? It's all air has stopped, all wind has stopped. There's no movement outside of you 4 individuals. And she walks over with this determined grace. And she says, "We're going to find that artifact. Rowan, place your hand on the orb, please."
No, all right. I place my hand on the orb. What do we do?
Do me a favor. Roll a Constitution check.
Check or saving throw?
Saving throw. Good correction. Secondary DM.
18.
Not an insult, actually. So we're clear.
No, checking.
So, with an 18, you're going to take 13 points of fire damage as the loot itself burns this bright red and uses you as the conduit to fuel this orb.
Dope.
And this red, pure tendril of energy kind of seeps up from the orb. And you watch as Sarah puts her hand out and begins to twirl her hand inside this red tendril of energy. And slowly you see Yori begin to form. The 3-tiered city that you've made your way into. And she says, "Show me the Hammer of Deriden." Do me a favor, Rowan, and roll me another Constitution saving throw.
It's only a 13.
You're gonna take 18 points of fire damage.
I'm dead.
Okay, so
You're asleep.
you're asleep.
Yeah.
So when she says that, you watch these spinning rings begin to spin. 3 of them form, and they begin to spin, and they slowly get smaller, almost triangulating this. Go ahead.
I want to do a thing that's not mechanical, but is narrative.
Go ahead.
Can I put my hand on his shoulder, Guardians of the Galaxy sharing the power of the Infinity Stone style, and try to help him withstand this?
Do me a favor. Roll a Constitution check. Or saving throw.
That is an 18.
Okay. Percentage dice. Okay. I love it. I love the way it's going to go, so we're going to let it ride. So, these 3 rings begin to get closer, and they're going from this large outerwear of this Yuri-built town and this red magical tendril, and they start getting about, it's like halfway through, you can see that it's starting to get closer to touching the edges of this, model that's been built in front of you. And you see the loot flare up again, this red, and you watch Kristoff as Rowan starts to falter as this loot just drains him as the conduit. And when you put your hand on his shoulder, you take 12 points of fire damage.
I'll take 6.
You'll take 6. Yes, I know how that goes. And when he starts to falter, you see the image fade, right? It starts to static, break in and break out. And when you put your hand back there, it begins to hold. You're at 1 HP point, Rowan.
Okay.
And so...
Atlas! We can't do it without you! Atlas, join us!
I immediately reach out and grab... I lift Rowan up and with one arm and put my arm around Kristoff with the other one.
Okay, I'm going to assume that he just manages to keep his hand on the fucking orb during this. Atlas in true form goes, got it! Scoop him up, boss! So Sarah looks and says, hold on, boys. And she puts up a second hand and she says, show me the Hammer of Deriden. And you watch these rings around this 3-tiered Yuri, this red, thick tendril of pure magic begin to form, and they slowly get closer. And I'm going to need all 3 of you to roll Constitution saving throws.
20, not natural.
Natural 20.
Oh my gosh.
That is a 19, unnatural.
Wow, nice. Good job. Let's see what this rolls. Alright, so with the exception of Kristoff, who passes just on a nat 20, you boys are going to take 17 points of fire damage.
I mean, Rowan is asleep.
Well, again, he's held by the fact in this whole trance, and we'll explain all that. You're fine. You're still awake. Just FYI.
Okay, just not feeling great.
Just not feeling great. So, the Lute of Wen flares up, and this time it's almost like an explosion throughout the room. There's this wake of power that roars throughout it, and the room shakes a little, and you guys can see Sarah kind of get nervous when that happens. And again, this flare of power flares through all of you guys and back into the orb, and you see these 3 rings begin to spin wildly quick, and there's these small smoke-filled tendrils coming off of that. You can even see Sarah's hands are beginning to scar and burn as she, traces this artifact, and the 3 rings come together and form a small orb, a small circle on the second tier of Yuri, and she looks at it and understands exactly where it is and says, that's enough. Take off your hand.
Take it off. Super fast.
Yeah, you super take it off. When you do that, you're out. You just pass out. 100% pass out. Sarah looks and goes, I know where it is. I know exactly where it is.
Well, please don't hesitate. Tell us, woman.
And she pants, and you can see she's sweating. And when she opens her eyes, she closes her eyes for a minute to take in a deep breath. And when she opens her eyes, everybody do a perception check for me.
That is a gentleman's 11.
I got a 10.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
you're
I
asleep.
perceive my eyeballs.
I was like, one more, and then I realized exactly what was happening. So, yeah, you guys. She opens her eyes, and she says, "I have no idea why, but it's at the Guild of the Nocore."
This is. What, can you remind me what that is again?
Yeah, if you want to roll a history check, you can. I love that. I love that. Shane goes, I'm going to try to be the smart guy in the room. History check.
That is a gentleman's 18.
You remember this from the assistant that gave you a full rundown on all the guilds.
Yeah, that I didn't take notes on. I understand.
They're the morticians of the world, and they're
got it.
they're the Death Guild essentially. They're the guys who wear black armor.
The Mortalisi from Dragon Age. Got it.
Yeah, something like that. So, so she says they're from the guild. It's at the Guild of the Nocore.
Ah, yes, the Death Knights, as we call them in silence.
That is quite an interesting name. And she's still heavily panting. And she looks down to see Rowan.
Sarah, you need to have a seat.
And
you're worrying me.
And she kind of like, she does. She just sits on the stone floor right there. And she says, I've never used that before, admittedly.
I couldn't tell. You got it in one.
I've always just watched. Is your friend going to be okay? And she looks over at Rowan's body.
Yes, in fact, I happen to know he has a potion in his bag. Let me grab that and pour it down his throat. And I grab the rose-hued, effervescent potion from his bag, and I pour it down his gullet.
So you do that. Rowan, welcome to the world of the living.
All right.
And who's the first one that he sees when he awakes?
I feel like he has to roll. It's got to be you, right? Like, are you holding him?
No, I specifically dip out of the way.
Okay,
Well,
so
I'm hoping he sees Sarah.
Oh yes. Side quest.
Okay, so yeah, he see. Well, fuck it. That's up to you guys. He can see either Sarah or we can roll for it.
So I'm gonna say I lift his head to pour the potion in his throat, and I very much tilt it in the direction of Sarah.
You wake up. You wake up, and you're charmed by Sarah for an hour. That's how that works.
No, I'm not. Well, do I get to roll against it?
No, it's the effect of the potion.
It's just the effect of the potion. For an hour, you're charmed by her. You are in love with her. She is your true love.
Actually, that's a little metagaming. I knew it was going to do that, but Kristoff didn't. So I guess he wouldn't have pointed himself at her.
Then roll. Do me a favor and roll a D4, and 1 is not an option. 2 is Atlas. 3 is Kristoff, and 4 is Sarah.
Oh please.
It's a 1.
Roll again.
A 1.
Roll again. Great podcasting.
A 3.
That's
All right.
Kristoff.
All right.
There she was.
So you are obsessed with him. So basically, if the creature,
I think the way to roleplay this.
Well, hold on. So let's read this out.
Okay.
So if the creature is of a species and gender that you are normally attracted to, you regard it as your true love while charmed. If not, you're just charmed, and you're like, essentially they're like end all be all. But if you're like, so this is actually good. We'll talk about like Rowan's like sexuality. If this is something that Rowan would like, be into, he's your true love. Otherwise, it's just like it's your boy Rowan, and you're just infatuated. You're his biggest fan, like on a crazy level.
Chris, you saved my life.
So basically, I think the way that you roleplay this is just change nothing. The way you roleplay this is just we continue the game, but you're awake now.
Also, you have 1 hit point. Like, you don't get a bunch of hit points from the potion. You get 1.
Yeah, you might want to do something about that guy with healing spells.
I might.
Are you okay?
I don't. I mean, with you here, yes.
I am now.
Just let me upcast a couple things.
He says,
and
when I think about
while
you,
he's shuffling,
we can take a short rest.
while he's shuffling the spell cards,
we can rest.
Yes,
shortly.
we should rest for probably an hour.
Sarah says, "Now that we know where it is, what's the plan?"
We need to take a short rest.
I'm going to focus on not dying.
I think we could spend an hour building a plan. That seems useful.
Good, that's on you.
So we'll rest and we'll breathe and we'll focus on not dying. And while we do that, we'll also come up with a plan.
And so she leads you out of this chamber, and again, when she puts her hand on the door and pulls it free, you feel that click inside of you, Kristoff. And she motions for you.
Do not care for that.
To exit.
Yes, let's leave this room, please.
Rowan,
if I'm in here for too long, I get like a
the
migraine.
loot is like warm to the touch, not painful. It's just warm to the touch. Because I imagine it's slung across your back or across your side or something like that. You can feel it through your clothes.
What happened when I was out?
Not much, really. I mean, we figured out where the hammer is.
Yeah, we're gonna go there as soon as we can.
Anything with the loot, because it's really warm. It's not. It's warm.
I mean, when's the last thing you remember?
I had my hand on the thing, and there were 3 spinning things. And there's like an explosion, and then a second one, and then a third, and things get really hazy. And then I think Sarah said something, and when I took my hand off, nothing.
Okay, so yeah, you're pretty much there for the whole thing. So the loot had a reaction to the orb. We were able to discern the location of the hammer. I poured a potion down your throat to wake you up, and now we are here.
All right. Let's leave the bad place. I don't like it.
So as you guys start down the stairs, she shuts the door, and again you feel this click inside of you. And so she leads you guys down the stairs, and the students are just watching you guys all come down the stairs. And Sarah is like still winded, and Rowan just looks like shit. Go ahead.
I point at one of the students immediately and go, "You there? How are golems powered during the Arcane Wars?"
What? How are golems powered?
How are golems powered during the Arcane Wars?
And when this person you point to is this like meager little guy, and he says, I don't know.
Yes, none of you fucking know. You have books to read. Get out of here. Quit staring at my friends.
And Sarah watches you, kind of gives you like this side eye, and then says, Go to your rooms. And you see them all reluctantly kind of head off. And you watch as this half-elf kind of like straggles back, and just the whole time is like examining you guys, but takes so much longer than everybody else to like bounce out. But eventually, like,
I'm
leaves.
giving him mean mug.
And he's more giving you like this like very concerned, like super interested about what's going on. Almost like that nosy neighbor that everybody has. Where like, look, dude, I don't understand why. Like, are you mad? Are you just really interested in what I'm doing? Why do you stare at me all the time?
Why are you staring?
Yeah,
that's my big question.
Yeah, exactly. And so eventually the half elf walks away, and Sarah says, "Okay, come on," and she leads you down the stairs. And as you guys descend from the stairs, these horizontal expansions that have slid out slide back in, and revealing 2 doors that were hidden when the stairs expanded. And she leads you through another door into like a common room with some tables. Have a seat. We can rest here.
Welcome to the Birchfield Institute. My name is Ren. How can I help you? Oh, new faces. Hi. We come looking for stories. Well, this place is nothing if not full of them. Stick around. I've got some of the best. Threads in the Veil, an audio drama series on nerdsmith.org or wherever you get your podcasts.
Okay, but first off, who is that half-elf?
That's one of the students. I believe his name was Rowan.
Oh, come
His
on.
name is Rowan.
Yes, Rowan.
I don't like him.
Is that
No, I think he doesn't like
That's
you
because
either.
he's your little brother that your parents had before you left. And you said there was a kid, but you got out of there before that showed up.
No.
And your name is Rowan, and his name is Rowan.
That
Damn it.
is very freaky.
Damn it, you're a crafty storyteller, Dwayne.
No.
Like, oh, well. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna cast some magic that I know.
Yeah, if you just wanted to, like, maybe play the violin,
Yeah.
hang out, maybe so I can roll 2 hit dice.
Yeah, go ahead, hit out that song of rest.
Appreciate
Oh, this
you.
would be lovely.
Topped off, thank you.
So you guys are taking your short rest and rolling your hit die. Go ahead and do that to restore your HPs for those of you who passed out and or took a shit ton of damage.
Now, my question is this. So, we know he's likely a member of one of the guilds here. If he's not a member of your organization, the next one would be a warrior, right? We would assume.
Well,
I mean, yeah, I guess he could be that.
there are no true warrior guilds. The closest one would have to be the Guild of the Red Sun. I don't understand.
I look at Atlas's dope cape.
I show my cape off. Yep. I do a
Jealously.
little twirl.
Yeah, that one. So if he's not a part of your guild, then I would assume he's a part of the Guild of the Nocore, or else I don't understand why he would be there.
That's fair, yes. I don't want to go into this blind. Do we have any contacts with the Guild of the Nocore? And I'm addressing Sarah with that.
And she says, no. In fact, most of the Arcanists try to steer clear from
So we don't have a good rapport.
I don't
With
think
Nocore.
any of the guilds enjoy interacting with the Nocore.
Oh, well, maybe that's why. Maybe they're just lonely.
You know what? Maybe that's true. But I doubt it. They're creepy.
Or they may.
What do we know about the Guild of Nocore? Mm-hmm. What etiquette? What can you tell me about them?
Well, again, they are the magicians of our world, at least here in Orenthal for sure. But even across all of Goron, if you have people who are magicians, they're most likely associated with the Nocore, or at some point they've tried to been recruited. And she looks at Atlas and goes, I'm surprised you don't know more about them. It's pretty commonly known that the Red Sun and the Nocore are rivals, or they have odds at each other.
Well, to be fair, I've only just recently joined, so I'm still learning some of the history of the Red Suns. But that is good to know. I appreciate that.
Yeah, he's as green as me. Like we're all new to the town.
So he's a veteran.
Well, I mean to the city.
Yeah, he is an initiate.
Oh, of the guild.
Yes,
yeah,
of the
no,
guild.
I understand.
But yes, we are veterans.
After
So
killing a
green means
reclaimer, I just
veteran?
assume you're all such great champions.
Oh yes.
Oh
I
yes, he
forgot
ran
about that.
the Battleborn
Hey,
Academy.
Devin, Atlas,
Yes.
I need a deception check, just because that's like very much a yes and of course.
That's a 12.
She looks at you when you go, oh yes, and is everything all right, Atlas? Oh, she doesn't know.
We
your
just had
name.
a very
Sorry, that's
trying.
fair.
We just had a very trying experience.
And she looks at
So-
the group. Okay.
Yeah, it's just I did it alone. I like to give them credit because no one would believe it, but I killed them myself.
And she looks at you, looks at them, and goes, "So humble."
Oh, Sarah, question: when people heard about my good friend here killing the Reclaimer, they were surprised. What is the deal with that? What did he do exactly that they not like Reclaimers?
Is it like a big deal? Because I've killed like 3 last week.
It's a huge deal. It's not. There aren't many people who have went toe to toe with Reclaimers and told another story. So for anyone to come in here and have killed a Reclaimer, that's a big deal to us.
So Reclaimers are good guys to you, or
No,
are they neutral, bad guys?
They're the enemy. They literally want to keep the artifacts from the world.
Oh.
Yeah, they want to stifle knowledge.
And why do they want that again? Is it because it's potentially dangerous and almost killed you, or like a different reason?
And she looks at the loot and says, she looks at the loot and like through you, Rowan, and says, they can be dangerous if you don't understand them.
I think that there's a lot of things we don't understand here, but that is a conversation for another time. I will not burden you with that now. For now, our focus should be on this hammer.
Or if you want, you can tell them about this loot and the amazing power that I wield while I recover.
He tells us great stories.
Yes.
That he killed the Reclaimer.
No, I'm saying...
Okay. Gotcha.
You were talking about things you had to understand things. What do you understand of this artifact, the Lute of Wen?
The Lute of Wen? The Lute of Wen. The books tell us that the person who can wield that power can almost control fate itself. I mean, surely you must have experienced something from the lute by now. Something showing you just how powerful it can be in turning the tides of the world.
No, nothing like that.
Yep.
I mean, it showed us some lies a couple times.
I'm sorry, lies? No, the lute doesn't lie.
Some things that could never ever happen in a million years. I confirmed with the source specifically that we were cool, and as such, we know that it could not have come to pass. So it does tell lies, confirmed through the scientific method.
I cannot believe that. That is unworldly information.
I mean, I could tell you more if you wanted.
Please go on. I would love to talk to someone who's used it in the first-hand
I
experience.
could, but I'm so tired.
I understand. You've been through so much.
So, specifically, what will we need to do to get into the Rancor pit? I forget what the name of the guild is.
The Death Knights, the Ouroboros.
It's Nocore.
The Nocore.
I honestly...
Nocore, like no hot, black, like
Nocore. I got Nocore.
Yes, that's how I remember.
Yuri is not the city to go starting trouble in.
I mean, that's a pretty big assumption that we would ever start any trouble.
Well,
we just want to know about
I say this to say we, as the Arcanist Guild, will not openly do anything like that. So if you guys want to go and investigate on your own, you absolutely can, but we can't cause any grievances to the guild.
What kind of Arcanist are you? One of the artifacts that your entire purpose is to seek out and to learn about is in your city. We just almost died finding out where it is, and you don't want to go?
I absolutely want to go, but you think I'm a rank to go and do something like that? I have hires that I have to adhere to.
Well, go get them!
Or don't.
Yes, because that's exactly
Sarah,
how it
listen
works.
to me.
I just walk into another room, they appear, and everything works
Sarah,
out.
you can be just like us, going of your own accord and not
for me.
of any official guild business.
I think what he's saying is you can go your own way.
You can go your own way.
Listen, I love the Arcanist Guild. I can't do it. I have to wait for my master to get back, and so I.
Do you love rules, or do you love purpose? Because purpose is getting the artifact. Rules is talking to uppers.
Listen, it's...
And take that from a guy who killed a reclaimer.
That's true, you did kill a reclaimer, but I... And you can see this, like, internal struggle go across her. And she says, listen,
Sarah, when is your lunch break?
Just go on lunch.
She says...
We'll knock it out. We'll get some paninis.
She says, listen, when Arcanist Quincy returns, I'll speak with him on it, but I can't go without talking to him.
Boys, I think we need times of the essence, it seems. We have a general idea.
Sarah, I'm just throwing this out there. But I put my life on the line to find an artifact from someone I've known for just a couple days, or however time passes that I don't pay attention to. Just in a hope. Just to get an artifact, because it's the right thing to do. And I'm gonna go there, into the depths of the douchiest people I've ever been described. Because it's the thing to do. And if you want to go talk to Arcanist old shit, you have a day. But we don't have time for that.
As much as I want to go, and every fiber of me wants to go, I need to make sure Arcanist Quincy knows of this. If he finds out there's one this close, he can surely get it back.
Just to be a fly on the wall for that conversation, just for her to describe to Arcanist Quincy what happened, like, God damn it, Chief, he's a loose cannon Arcanist on the edge, but God damn it, do I respect him.
He gets results.
He gets results. The mayor's gonna have my ass.
He doesn't play by the book, but damn it, he has killed a reclaimer.
That's my reclaim to fame.
Turn in your badge and loot.
Yeah, she suddenly changes from this, like, silver-haired, amber-eyed elf to, like, this, like, grizzled, smoke-ridden, like, dispatcher, like, / commissioner. Like, he gets results. Yeah, no.
He gets results.
Like, you know what?
Quincy.
Warily enough to be like, if every fiber of your being says to do it, but you're still not. I don't even know if I want to be a part of this guild.
I can almost assure you that you don't, but that is not relevant. Right now, we got a date.
And destiny.
And destiny.
She is a very lovely kiosk worker that I promised I would bring a panini later.
Well, we don't squander.
Not today.
And so we go.
Okay, so
Side quest.
you guys exit.
Panini quest.
You guys exit the common room, and you guys, as you guys do that, the door just hard stops, and you hear "Oh!" and it's just like this row of students laying backwards, and they're all like busted, listening.
You there? And I point to a different student.
And this young halfling female looks, goes, me.
Yes. Who was Deriden and what did he do?
Do you actually know, or are you just asking me if
I
know?
grab the nearest book, and I just wing it at her, like over her head. Like I'm not gonna actually hit her, but I just wing it like over her head and go, "Sounds like you've got reading to do. Not listening, not eavesdropping, reading, knowing your craft."
And Sarah walks up behind you and puts a hand on your shoulder and very seriously looks at you and says, I understand you are stressed and there is urgency. And she like looks at you dead in your eyes and says, you have got to stop abusing the students.
And you have to teach them, because they know nothing of the arcane wars. This is where all these artifacts come from, by the way, if you didn't know.
Oh, I know. Can you tell me the story of Deriden?
I don't have time.
And she looks at you. She looks at you and goes, "That's exactly what I thought."
Like, we've got plenty of time, and then I
Okay, fucking
And then I tap
buckle
the
in.
loot and
Everybody
look
get
at
together.
Sarah. Plenty of time.
Oh, it's deep. All right, boys, I'm going to find this hammer.
What?
All
It's
right,
hammer
so
time.
It's hammer
It
time.
is 1000%
Son of a gun.
And as soon as we are done, that's the name of this episode.
Hammer
by the way.
time.
Hammer time. Hammer time. Hammer
Boom,
time.
done.
Hammer time. When I get back, I'm hosting a symposium on the Hammer of Deriden with it in my fucking hands.
I would love to see that.
Well, that's good because he just said he was doing it.
As soon as he does it, I'll believe it.
Okay, it's fine then.
It'll be great.
We're just gonna do it.
Yeah.
No, hold on, let's go get the hammer. Shut up.
Hammer time.
All right, so you guys exit the Arcanist Guild, and you guys head towards the Guild of Nocore.
First, I want to step right back in and be like, Sarah, if for whatever reason I don't come back, I want you to know the last thing I think of will be those amber eyes. Then I leave. It's a short learn.
No,
short
yeah,
rest.
We probably wouldn't say that.
Oh, that's true. He's. Yeah,
You're
that's
right.
true.
No,
You're right. You're right.
She
Then
kind of like watches, and it's very much you can see this mixed emotion go across her face, like a confusion, and like initial rejection, but also acceptance. It's very much like a highs and lows all at once.
Yeah, I don't stick around to see that. I just pop in, say it, and pop out. Like just that giving
Okay,
you the
yeah,
gift
sure.
of that.
Yeah, gift wink. Yeah. So you guys heading directly towards the Guild of Nocore?
Yes.
Okay, let's do that then.
I will first take my cape off and store it, not on me because I don't have any bags, but I'm gonna.
I have a
let
bag,
someone
but that
else.
is such
Actually,
a
you know
good
what?
move, and I'm
I'm
proud,
proud.
of you for remembering
Let's
that.
go.
no, that was such a good idea. I was so
Was it?
proud.
Well,
I've got
I
a
don't
bag.
have. Do I have any? I don't have any bags.
Yeah, we got
Bag.
bags. We'll
All
carry
right.
your stuff. We love you.
Okay. So I'll just
Such a
put
good
the
idea.
cape into your thing.
He's like, hey, I've learned in the lore that we are not good friends. I'll tell you what, let me hide my symbol that says I'm not their good friends. What a good job!
Yeah, I'm
You
proud
did a
of
good
You
thing.
did a good thing. You did a great thing. All right, so you guys come up on. You guys make your way through by using this mental map and kind of the street signs. The Guild of Nocore, and you notice like as you get closer, you're seeing more people in the black armor, and you're just seeing less people in general. People don't like go to hang around the Guild of Nocore. You can feel the air is more stale near them, and the building is covered in ebony colored stone, and you can see moss growing on the edges of some of the stones, and the front door is this flat stone slab, and when you guys walk up the stairs and approach it, you hear it shuffle and slide down, like the slow, cringy shake as the slab slowly goes to the floor. And you feel this like cold air flush out, and the smell of just damp like moisture, like you know that like basement smell that's like been there for way too long. And a man like comes out in dark black robes, like almost unnaturally dark, and he's got this like scraggly, like burnt dry hair, and he's very unkempt. His just everything about him just screams like does not deal with his
Bathe.
Yeah, well, not bathe, but like because he doesn't look like dirty and disgusting. He just looks like he's a hair away from the other side, and he's carrying a staff with a dark crystal on it. This like where the crystal sits, you guys can all tell that it's a crystal, but the center of it just like when your eyes try to focus on it, they can't discern the color. It's like almost this like void in space. And you hear him say, "Yes."
I am Kristoff Shindo.
And
I am looking for a dwarf who carries a hammer with the head of a ram.
And he looks at you and says, "There is no dwarf here." And he begins to walk back inside.
I disagree.
He continues to walk inside.
We follow.
I follow him.
Okay, so you guys follow him in, and when you guys walk in, there's this small, like 20 foot in diameter kind of room, and there's this this stone slab about 5 feet off the floor, suspended by 2 more stone slabs to make this like table of sorts. And when you guys come in, he turns back to you and says, "Yes."
I seek a dwarf with a hammer who has with the head of a ram.
I told you there is no dwarf here.
Sir, it would be unprofessional for me to not tell you that you have been scried, you have been measured, and you have been found lying.
And he looks at you and he says, "And it would be of a professional courtesy that I tell you, if you boys want to leave in this realm, you will leave now."
What if we want to join your guild?
Is that something you actually want, Orc?
Well, I've been just kind of tossing around the idea of which one to join, and I just didn't know what kind of snacks you provide or benefits you have.
He kind of raises a brow as you ask these like very simpleton questions, and he says, "Maybe you're more suited for those red sun guppies."
Well, why is that?
Do me a favor and everybody roll perception checks, please.
Crit fail. I know I'm in a room.
Well, do you?
Assume.
It's a 4.
Okay, great. Everything's going well. And he says, "I say that because only one of those simpletons would ask about snacks and benefits. Everyone knows what the Nocore are for."
You are, my friend Kristoff said in his town, you are the, what'd you call them, Kristoff?
In the Kingdom of Silence, we refer to you as Death Knights.
And he, like, snickers at... Aye. You dirty tieflings. Ruin the name of the Nocore with your foul language.
I humbly apologize, good sir. What was your name again?
My name is of none of your concern. I will not have my name in your filthy mouth.
I agree, sir. Your name is of no concern. I apologize for our intrusion, and we will heed your request and leave immediately.
Well, he speaks for... Who do I talk to determine if I'm eligible?
You are not. You are with this tiefling filth, and I can see from here that you're a fool.
And I can see from here that I know exactly who you are. You're Pansy Dan, the corpse fucker. They talk about you in town all the time.
We audibly laugh like, oh.
No, that was out of character. That was out of character. That's just a very.
I still audibly laugh.
Okay.
And then try to cover it up.
And he looks at.
Oh, Kristoff is way too angry to laugh.
He looks at Atlas and he looks back at Rowan, and he says, he looks through you, right? Because he can see the loot, and he goes, awfully brave with that on your back.
You're awfully brave to talk to my friend in such a manner with that on my back.
Who were you to talk to anyone you know?
It doesn't matter. Who the fuck are you? That's right, Pansy Dan, the corpse fucker.
I'm already gone.
I think you said his name is none of your concern.
So is everybody leaving, or is it just you?
I'll
That's
follow
what I'm
him out and be like, God, Pansy Dan really is such a corpse fucker.
Atlas, you going with them?
Yes.
So when you guys turn around and to exit, you guys see 6 of these guards who had kind of like snuck up behind you in this black armor, and they're all holding their sword hilts, kind of like ready to draw on you. And when they see you begin to like voluntarily leave, they all like are unnaturally still, and just the only thing turning is their heads as they watch you guys exit.
Before I exit, I want to say, Rowan.
Oh, sure.
Could you come here for a moment? I will pull my cape out of his bag, look over my shoulder, put it on, and
look at him with
out.
only 6 of them now. Who's the brave one? As we're definitely out the door.
And yeah, and the door. I mean, they're on the outside of the door. The door starts to rattle and close, and they're like creepily, like kind of. Like, when they walk, like, if you guys didn't look at their feet, you would think they're floating. That's how, like, motionless they're walking. Like, their shoulders are not bouncing, their heads are not bobbing. It's like this creepy, motionless walk as they follow you until you reach the edge of, like, the dark, gritty part of their area that started.
Oh, so I want to be very clear. I'm walking outside of the door, walking across the street to the nearest building, leaning against it and staring at the door.
Okay, so they're like, so you're doing that, you do that, and you lean against this building, which is, again, it feels damp to your clothes as you reach it, like the whole air is nasty, and they're just sitting across at the, at that point, they're gonna sit at the cross at the, like, so if you go up the stairs, it's like this, like, arch balcony way almost, not balcony, more of a porches, but it's a raised platform that they're all just staring at you guys.
Well, that was of no help to us. What do we do now?
In a word, destroy them.
That was
2 words.
2 words.
I love the confidence.
He
of
is
Atlas.
very angry.
Yeah.
I can't. You see me like
Counting.
1, 2. Yeah. I do not like them as well, but I don't think fighting.
Oh, we don't have to
in
fight
their
them. They look
guild
like
is
a
good
crypt to
idea.
you. We just flood it with oil and we'll fucking burn it.
You guys are pretty upset. I mean, I get it. But we need to find this hammer.
Oh, we can stick
That's
to
the easy
rubble.
part.
Hey, it's a grand artifact.
I'm sure it survived
I'm
worse.
sure it'll survive.
That's very true.
No.
Maybe we should go talk to Sarah and tell her our efforts were unsuccessful.
By all means, you go do that.
Oh, come on, Kristoff. What do you hope to gain by standing here shooting mean mugs at him?
That dwarf is inside there. He doesn't leave without me knowing it.
You haven't steered me wrong yet, and I'll just sit cross-legged.
I mean,
next
to be
It's a
fair,
bold
he's
statement.
led us very astray. In fact, he's 90% of the reason we're in the predicament we're in. But
And all I can think
I
of
would
is
say that's a
adventure.
conservative number.
Okay, I think that's where we will end, and I will give you boys this opportunity to have choice in the matter. You can continue to do what you're doing, or you can take some downtime in between now and the next recording session to do what you guys had previously wanted to do with some downtime. But that's up to you guys. We can either take the next episode and just pick it right up from here, or you guys can have a few days of downtime to do what you had previously picked.
For my downtime, I'm staring intently at this door.
Well, then that's a group majority. Do you guys want to just pick up where we were, or do you guys want to have downtime?
No, I want to be very specific. I want to go into downtime.
Okay.
And I want to spend that week of downtime staring at this door.
Just retype all that shit I had for you. No.
Hey, you're the one who presented me with this.
Well, if he's going to do that for a week, I'm going to go spend Willow somewhere in the wilderness.
And I will be going and getting food for Kristoff while trying to survey any other entrances or exits and making note of it.
Thank you. I only had 3 hard biscuits and a bottle of wine left.
I don't know why.
What else do you need?
Here for this fucking shit. Okay.
Well, you just presented
did
someone.
I didn't do shit. This is all on you, motherfuckers. We had a plan. There were things to do. This whole episode was planned out, and you motherfuckers want to go do something totally different. So don't even put this shit on.
No. So you're saying, well, like next episode we have to discuss the downtime, like walk through that.
Next episode,
or
we
are
will
you
be
saying
exploring the downtime of what you guys do in.
Oh no, I don't want to do that.
Well, I mean, it's not gonna be
Yeah,
the whole
if that's-
fucking episode, but yeah, we'll spend 10 minutes talking about what you guys did in that week of downtime. It's not. We're not gonna spend an hour on. All right, so then Kristoff got hungry.
Nope, I just practiced with Willow. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're not spending an hour, but yeah,
I do want to hear every meal and what he got, like what the sides were.
Well, then you know what,
like,
you
what
guys
was
can
the main
discuss that
protein.
off air. All right, so survey entrances, feed Kristoff. All right, so you want to go like out into the woods of Uri, and
Just to practice. No, I'll go to the Guild
I
of
was
the
gonna
Reds.
say you could probably
and
just
practice.
go to your
They have
guild.
a practice arena
Yeah,
there.
of course.
Yeah.
All right, well, we will deal with the roles and stuff next fucking episode. And that's where we'll end. We'll end right here. It was a real good
Yeah,
spot
we got some
to
story
end.
progression. We got some hate now.
Yep. Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff.
Right.
So we're gonna exit out of this episode like we always do. We want to talk about. We're so excited to be a part of the Min-Max Mankind stuff that Kristoff, Shane. I can't fucking keep you straight. You're just the same person. That Shane spearheaded and is still doing, even though May is gone and over and done for. He's still pushing through that. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, May exploded. It was a horrible, horrific event in which the entire month of May was stripped from every calendar known to man. But you guys know that. But by the time this episode releases, May has been eventually eradicated. Min-Max Mankind. It's an event in which we give back to the community, give back to charities that we are passionate about. Because we are still, it is May 10th as we're recording this. It will be not May when it's released. So I don't know what charity this is going to, but I can tell you that $16 plus a modifier that may be determined later is going to be donated to that charity.
Because there's no real stop to get.
Awesome. That's right. Taking the story beyond the table. Other boyos, do you have anything before we kind of sign out?
No.
Love you,
Perfect.
mean it.
We are part of the NERDSMITH Network podcasting group / network. I'm really good at this, but they have a lot of other cool content creators over there. So if you want to go listen to Chaotic Goodness or Dear DM, there's a lot of cool podcasts that you can go listen to as a part of that network. So if you go to our website, lawfulstupid.org, you can actually find the link to the NERDSMITH website at the bottom of the page, and they're just a fantastic bunch of people.
Yeah, they super are.
And
We're very happy to be part of the network. And once again, likes, reviews, comments, shares.
Shane, you're the best person in the world. I'm so glad you said something because we actually do have a review
Okay.
that I want to read. So if you can just fill air while I pull that review up, it'd be great.
Yeah, so every time you like, share, comment, review Lawful Stupid as a podcast, you sustain us, actually. I don't actually consume food or liquids anymore. I am sustained purely on iTunes reviews. So if you don't do them, I'll die. Additionally, we have a Patreon. If you go to that Patreon, we're revamping it. It should be revamped by the time this episode airs, with a lot of cool rewards and prizes for our donors. And also, it just helps us do this thing that we love and do more stuff and really bring this content to you, the listener who's listening to this currently. So please, if it's in your heart, go to Patreon. Consider throwing us a few shekels.
And if nothing else, like, just tell a friend.
If you tell
all
two
your
friends, if everybody tells two friends and they tell two friends, really quickly we'll have a pyramid scheme. So, by the Salty Slug, the title is Feels Like Chilling with Friends, and then it ends, and I'm not sure what the rest of it is, but it sounds amazing, and that's mainly because I'm really bad with technology.
You're the IT guy.
I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, come on, Devin the adult, go.
I am so impressed. All right, so the Salty Slug. These guys are great. You feel like you're hanging with friends and watching them play some fun, laid-back D&D. The show is great quality and very well produced, but not overproduced. Totally worth a listen, not several a listen, and that's all we can ask for. Thanks, guys. Keep them coming.
Yeah, and Salty Slug, we appreciate that. Salty Slugs, I have some questions about your name, because I googled Salty Slug. I do not recommend anyone listening does that.
On a government computer. Don't do that.
Particularly not on a government
or at
computer.
School if you're a teacher.
Or at school, or on the bus, or anywhere actually, because
in a negative way,
change your life. So Salty Slug, get at me at the DMs. Get at me at the boys at lawfulstupid.org. Just really make contact with me, Salty Slug, so I can ask you some questions about your life choices.
But also thank you for your nice review.
But also thank you for the nice review.
Yeah, I also want to point out that it was the title that's cut off by iTunes. So if you go look in the podcast app or the screenshot that I was looking at, it says Feels Like Chilling with Frit, and then it's cut off because the title was too long. I had the rest of it, you monsters. All right.
Oh, I see. I thought you were saying that was the review.
No, it wasn't. And then the shit just rolling. Devin doesn't understand technology.
I guess we're all the assholes. Anyways.
Why do I not understand? Because you didn't have it.
I was explaining the title. Anyways, this is an off-air argument we will have, and if you're a Patreon
right now on
subscriber, you might actually get contact. But I don't know, because those rewards are changing. So
that's not.
We're gonna cut the end. You get to listen to us
one
argue.
One of the redone rewards I did is not. Hey, listen to us argue for 4 hours in D&D After Dark.
But who knows? You might want that. So thanks for listening,
thanks,
everybody.
bye.
Thanks. We love you. Bye.
Love you. Mean it.